Hey, good evening, folks. If it's 6 o'clock and it's on a Wednesday, it's time for the Off the Record, the Real Talk podcast. I'm your host, Allie Braswell. It's a pleasure to join you again. I know I've been away for a couple of weeks. I know I said, an announcement out there that I'd be away for about a week. But one of the things I learned over that week is that life keeps bringing us challenges, or as the young people tell me, life keeps lifing. If you're not familiar with the term, let me break it down for you. Life keep life means things all come at you at once. I'm over the past 2 weeks, I've lost a cousin, I've lost a dear friend that's like a brother, and I got those reports on the following 2 Mondays. Then right after that, I learned of another brother. I want to give a shout out to him right now in his recovery, for a speedy recovery, to Enrique Acosta Gonzalez, one of the top podcasters in the field out there on leadership and triad leadership. Enrique, take care of yourself. Come on back to the mic, brother. We need you. We need your leadership, but most of all, we need you healthy. So as you recover from your medical procedure after the loss of a loved one, just want you to know life does keep lifing, but you can thrive. You will be back to the microphone, and you will be joining me on a show, or I'll be joining you as we always do. Folks, it's a tough time, but welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. I've just been in a lot of reflection over the last 2 weeks. Took 2 weeks off to really understand where I wanted to go with the show. What am I doing as I navigated some of life's challenges? Most recently, if you've been following me, you know that I have been out here in a spirit of giving back, making a difference, doing some writing, doing some podcasting, doing some speaking, facilitating. So excited that I can share a little bit behind the scenes of what's going on. So the Off the Record, the Real Talk podcast is all about dropping nuggets of wisdom or conversations that you might want to have, but may not have been allowed to have or been party to the conversation. Sometimes the conversation that happens when you're not in the room, or it's the thoughts that go into the decisions that I hope to add knowledge and nuggets to you that you'll be able to take, leverage as you move your careers forward. So who's the podcast for? It's for young, old, new. I love the new term I heard the other night. Gonna give all credit to the Funketeers from AGT. You know, we may be old, but we're not cold. And we have an opportunity just to continue to do great things. Wrote an article about ageism most recently because I really want to reflect upon the things that are hitting me in an effort to give you tools that will help you navigate if you happen to be over 60 or over 50 and you're back in the job market. I share that because many of my friends up in the DC area have been hit with the sudden loss of their jobs or the closure of their agencies. And what seems like upheaval has really caused them a challenge in life. And what I want to tell you is that life be lifing, but you too can still thrive through it, as life is unpredictable. But if we have the right tools, our faith, our family, and our friends, we can continue to move through and thrive. It's just another hurdle that we get a chance to get through. I can remember once in not too recent past, not too distant past, I guess I should say, when I decided to leave corporate America, go out and launch my own company to do DEI and leadership training and to give back. And all of a sudden, the political landscape changed, and terms were being used that were just being stolen and hijacked that didn't mean what they meant. The work that I was doing around DEI was villainized, and I'm here to tell you that it was never meant to disenfranchise anyone. The work was meant to bring people together and create level playing fields for everyone. And I can tell you, I got the credentials to prove it, and also the successes. I want to give a shout out to a special group of people. You know who you are. If you're in a VRG, you know what group that is. I saw the post from one of your leaders that you're giving feedback. So proud of you. So proud of the work that you continue to do at that great organization. And just wanted to let you know that I'm always watching, and I'm very proud of the leaders who are taking that to another level. But I want to come here today and drop a quote with you, and share some information, and then walk you through 3 points. Maybe probably share a couple more stories or something. But I want to share that life's unpredictability can be overwhelming, but embracing its challenges and seeking the support can lead to growth and resilience. A lot of people look at my career and they look at where I've achieved. A little kid from Oviedo, Florida, living on dirt roads as a kid, now, living in the big cities all over the globe, having traveled the world, having been in the military to leverage that as a foundation for my leadership experience. How did I get here? Were there challenges? You bet your bottom dollar there were challenges as I went through different things in life. Life gets going and you think everything's great with the career, and then all of a sudden there's a personal challenge that comes at you. Or you may end up going through a change in your family situation. I've weathered that as well, and where your finances then get upset because you got to now manage them one on one, or you have to diversify and figure out how you're going to divest the home once a marriage didn't go well or a relationship broke up. And you had to pivot in order to learn. We talked about pivots earlier with some great people, great guests on that show, like the incomparable Nicholas Smith. Please go out, look at his new book, Change is Gonna Come, about Sam Cooke. Nicholas, congratulations on the release of your new book. We know that's going to go to the top of the New York Times bestseller list, just like everything else you touch turns to gold. This will as well. Thank you for taking time to come on the Off the Record, the Real Talk podcast, and share with me when we talked about how do you pivot in career. So like I'm telling you, life is unpredictable. Right now, so many people are trying to figure out what the next step is. I've talked with many friends over the last 2 weeks, and some have just turned the television off because they don't want to hear it anymore. But we can't just walk away from it. Sometimes we have to step up to it. And I want to tell you, we have to embrace the unpredictability. When we look at embracing the unpredictability, life storms often show up, they arrive when we least expect it. And there's no warning, there's no indication that it's coming. But instead of denying or running from it, let's run to it. I always heard somebody tell me when I was in a younger career, said earlier in my career, said, run towards the challenge, don't run away from it, run towards it. So I'm asking you, by running towards it and accepting that what's going on, it doesn't mean you're giving up. What it means is it's shifting energy to do things that you can influence, things that you can change, things that you do have the power to change. My daughter and I were talking, and she is getting ready to graduate here in a few days. So proud of you, Alexis. If you're listening to this, just want to tell you, keep doing the great work. Now you're getting ready to see the culmination of a body of work. It's tough being a single mom and being a student and working, but you did it. You're going to get the degree that you've been striving for many a year. So proud of you. Let me stop being the doting parent and get back on topic here. But she's an excellent example of how to use your energy positively. She's doing things, having gone through this, there's been a job loss. There's been an overcoming of things coming at you. There may have been a pivot in you were driving your vehicle and all of a sudden you went back out after work and it didn't start. Unpredictable things happen, and that's what life keeps lifing. You could have the loss of a job, then the loss of a vehicle, and you're like, how am I going to get the next job? The key thing is look at your faith, your family, and friends. And remember that the first step to this is really embracing it and being honest, like I had to do. Most recently, the Braswell group, love what we're doing with the Braswell group, but I had to pivot it. I had to move it away from being focused around strategies to help build inclusive cultures to building people first cultures, to being able to teach leadership and teach leaders how to dwell in that environment and how to live and lead well. And so even in doing that, some people said, well, how's the business doing? Well, for a period of time, it wasn't doing really well, folks. It had a challenge, but I never gave up hope because I had my faith, I had my family, and I had my friends. And that's the next nugget I want to share with you is seek the support. Seek the support of people around you who know the story, who know what things are going and have been through some hardships themselves. Hardship is heavier when you carry it alone. But when you carry and you share that burden with people who care about you, it can actually help you move to the next level. I really want to just tell you that I'm going to share this slide with you too, that when you take a look at it, hardship is lighter when you share it with those who care about you. Because you can lean into the strength of your community to help you lighten the load, lighten the burden, and they don't hesitate to reach out. I had some friends to reach out, most definitely this week and share that, hey, Allie, we got something that we want to share with you. We want to embrace with you. You got to come on down here to good old Orlando. So I'm getting on the road and going down to Orlando to talk about other things. Here's how that got turned on. I reached out and let them know that I was experiencing something. Number two, because they really cared about me, they were my family, they were my friends, they were my community. They wrapped their arms around and said, let's leverage this together. Is it the first time they've done it? I can tell you, no, folks, it's not. But it's something that I knew I could rely on because they have been there for me before. And I'm here to tell you that you've got supporters like that too. You've got supporters that can help see you through lifing, or the storms that come at us from left to right. Like I said earlier, this is going to be an honest conversation where we talk about how we can move. With this group that I'm actually going to go spend some time with next week, they've been there to see me through some tough times. I've been there to see them through some challenges and be able to support. And that's what it's about. It's about leveraging each other, leveraging relationships to manage the pivots in life and career. Can you see how this all comes together from the last two series that we shared together? You know, there will be pivots in life and career, but relationships can help sustain you and get you through to the next level. And by doing that, when life starts lifing, you'll be able to navigate and see yourself through. And the third nugget that I want to share with you is choosing growth. When you choose growth, it really gives you an opportunity to really see what life may throw at you. When I talk about it, it's about embracing the challenges as opportunities to learn and evolve in unexpected ways. So one of the ways that I've actually done that is AI. Everybody's saying AI is going to replace jobs. AI is going to do this. I had a great conversation with a young man yesterday as I was giving him a ride from the airport to his hotel, that he was, yeah, AI might replace my job. I said, no, how about leveraging AI to help you do your job faster, more efficiently, and leverage different experiences to get it done? Because here's the end result. Somebody's got to read and check AI and make sure it's right. It's just a different way of looking at it, because what do? We shift our mindset. We have to shift our mindset from questioning life to seeking valuable lessons in each experience. Right now I'm going through some challenges personally, as I shared over the last 2 weeks, because life is life. But I'm looking for the opportunities. I'm looking for the silver linings and the lessons that I'm learning. And I ask you to do the same thing. If you're dealing with job loss, let's look at how do we reinvent, and maybe look at doing something that you always wanted to do, but you never had the time to get it done. This might be an opportunity for you to become an entrepreneur. This might be the opportunity for you to come up with a new process that no one has ever thought about because you didn't have the time. Let's take the time. And I know that, Allie, the bills got to be paid, the things got to be met, but I have the faith that says that if I have the faith of a mustard seed, that it will be taken care of. Don't want to get preachy on you, but that it will get taken care of. Folks, I'm going to tell you, I've had some unbelievable things just get taken care of just by maintaining my faith, my family, my friends, and that confidence that I can get to the next side. And it's helped me grow. Understand that struggles are not just obstacles. They're essentially there to help you grow in your personal development journey. I love it when John Maxwell wrote his book about failing forward, actually. When you must go through some things and you're not going to be good at it. Like what he told us when we were all beginning as speakers in the Maxwell leadership, is that you're going to be terrible, but only you'll know how terrible you are. And as you keep practicing, you'll get better. Folks, I want to tell you, with life, when you navigate the challenges that come at you, it will grow you. You will become resilient. You will be able to keep moving ahead and be able to see it. What does growth really look like? It's patience, it's endurance, it's humility, it's discovering new strengths and highlighting the struggles that they don't break us, but they shape us into who we're really becoming and who we have the opportunity to be in our future lives. I just wanted to take these times to share with you and say that life is going to keep lifing, but when life is lifing, who is there and what reminds you that you're not alone? What do you need to do? What do you do? I want you to reflect on that and think about that. Take out a pad, write down a note to yourself and say, when things get hard, this is who I go to. When life gets in the way, when it's coming at me, what are the things that I do? So the things I would suggest is get quiet, get a pad, write it down, talk to yourself, have a conversation. I encourage you to journal. I encourage you to buy a journal and keep that and ask yourself those questions and give yourself the answers, because a lot of times you get to go back to that. Wrote a book about it called Rekindling the Passion, Restoring the Joy and Purpose to Your Life. When I hit a hurdle at the age of 35, and I thought I was in a midlife crisis. And all I did was I had lost a passion for what I was doing, and I had to pivot to be able to move ahead. I'm here to encourage you and say, I don't have the secret sauce all by myself. The secret sauce is you can do it because you're equipped to do it. And I know that you can. And that's why I wanted to take a moment to just personally reflect and let you know that while life is lifing, just be honest with yourself, be honest with the people around you, and find the support. Seek out the support. Seek out the support of others so that you're not carrying the burden alone. Encourage I encourage you to write it down so that you have an opportunity to reflect over it. When you write something down, I don't know what it does to the universe, but it triggers an outcome, because you can not only can you write out what's going on, but you can write out the solution that you're looking for. And that tidbit right there is the key to unlocking new opportunities. That is the key to giving you the strength to keep going when it seems like there is nowhere else to go. I want to encourage you that in this time of challenge that we're all facing, to stay focused and know that yes, life be lifing, but you also be thriving. I want you to know, keep showing up, keep pressing forward, keep looking, keep believing that there's better to come. My wife has a saying, if it's not this, there's something better. If not this, then there's something better. And I want to share that saying with you because it's true words spoken into your heart, into your mind, into you, that says, keep pressing forward. My call to action for you for this episode is simple. Share it with somebody. Reach out and touch somebody. You may know somebody that's going through a challenge. Call them and give them an encouraging word. Don't let them just hear from you when you need them. Call. You might just find out they see that they need you. To everyone who's listening, I ask that you continue to subscribe. And then, by the way, we got the new Off the Record, the Real Talk T-shirt. Hit us up on the Facebook. Let us know that you want one. We'll tell you where to order it, as we're offering it now. But most importantly, folks, I'm back. It was a struggle to get here, to get on the air with you, to share through this podcast. I will tell you, I had roadblocks being thrown at me, even up to recording this, that was trying to prevent this conversation from getting out. But I'm so glad to share with you that stay encouraged, use your resources, tap into those relationships, make a few deposits, and this is the time that you can also make some withdrawals to be able to sustain you through a tough time if you're facing it. As life keeps lifing, you keep thriving. If it's 6 o'clock on a Wednesday, join me next Wednesday for the next episode of Off the Record, the Real Talk podcast. I look forward to seeing you. My name is Allie Braswell. Subscribe, check us out on Spotify, iHeart, Apple Podcasts, or if you really want to see the video, join me on YouTube on the Off the Record channel. I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday.